Hey guys, it's Monday, December 6th. There are only 6 days until Lexi gets home, and I'm really excited. This time next week she will be home. And today I have a challenge for you. Okay, so here's the challenge. I'm going to challenge 5 of you, Grace, Bob, James, Marley, and Callie, to this challenge that I'm doing, and then you guys will challenge people, and then they'll challenge people, and it'll just keep going, hopefully. Hopefully it'll work out that way. I don't know if it actually will. The question is, what 5 books, see there's a pattern, 5 books, 5 people, ha 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 ha, see how clever I am. Anyway, the challenge is, what 5 books do you think that every student, regardless of gender or whatever, should read before they graduate high school? Now, this doesn't just have to be books that they read in high school, and it doesn't have to be like required reading books. Just what books do you think that they should read before they graduate high school? And this can be books that they would read from birth to graduating high school, but it has to be before they graduate high school. It doesn't have to be in class. They could be reading it for pleasure reading, but the 5 books that you think every student should read, and why you picked those 5 books. I'm going to do it now, and I expect to see your responses sometime over the week when you have time. Okay, so my 5 books are The Last of the Really Great Whangdoodles, Hamlet, To Kill a Mockingbird, The Little Prince, and Perks of Being a Wallflower. So I picked the Last of the Really Great Whangdoodles. That's a book that I read when I was in 3rd grade, and I think that it just shows exactly what a book to grow up with should be from, good children's lit. But I really do. It's something that, I read when I was in 3rd grade and understood and really enjoyed it, and then read it again as I got older and realized a lot more themes in it. And it's a lot about, having to stay young at heart and, not forgetting things that you loved when you were young and not, keeping your imagination alive and stuff like that. And I think that's a really important book. Hamlet I picked because it's Hamlet, and the classic everybody wants to play Hamlet spiel that you read senior year at Barlow. It's Hamlet. Hamlet can be taken in so many different ways, and for Shakespeare, I usually stand true to the you should see Shakespeare, not read it. But with Hamlet, I think it's important not just to see it, but to read it too, so that you can take it whatever way you want. Because Hamlet is one of those stories that can just be interpreted, and all the characters can just be seen in so many different lights, and every time you read it, you can see these characters in a different way. And when you see it, the actors choose how they want you to see all of these characters. And so I think it's important to read that too, and I think that it's really important when you're a teenager, because Hamlet's basically just like an emo kid, and you're an emo kid in high school, whether you admit it or not, you're an emo kid. To Kill a Mockingbird is one of my favorite books of all time, which is kind of why I put that on there, but it's also because To Kill a Mockingbird is one of those books that is just it's a classic, and it's a classic for a reason. It's not just, learn a lesson, don't do the wrong thing, sometimes doing the wrong thing can lead to the right thing, blah blah blah, whatever. It's not just moral things that you learn from it. You just learn about, life and existing. I don't know if that's a very good description, but I don't know. I just think it's a very important book to read, and I think that it's something that everyone can love. So, I don't know. I just think that that's a very important book for people to read. The Perks of Being a Wallflower, I think when everyone turns 13, they should read Perks of Being a Wallflower, because it's everything that you're feeling when you're 13 and gonna start high school, and, you're scared, and I don't know. I think that Charlie is a character that everybody can identify with, whether you're the weird kid or the most popular kid in school. I think that you can probably identify with Charlie. I think that's important, to be able to look at that book and be like, well, somebody out there exists. And The Little Prince, you guys all know how much I love The Little Prince. The Little Prince is one of my favorite books, and it just means a lot to me. But I have never met somebody who has read The Little Prince who didn't love it. And these are people who, like, don't like to read that much, who still adore that book, because that book just, it's so different every time you read it, and it really just, like, sticks with you. Like, if you haven't read that book, read that book. It's so important, and I think that that's just one of those books that, like, everybody needs to read. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm excited to see all of your challenges throughout the week. Just post them whenever you have time, because I know that you're all busy, I'm sure. But I would like to see what your 5 books would be. If I didn't tag you in this video and you feel like doing a response, do a response. It's a great plan, and I think that it would be awesome, and if we just get as many people as possible to do that. And if I'm not friends with your friend who posts responses, please send me their information, their, like, YouTube account, so that I can see it, because I want to see what everyone else says about it. So, thank you, and I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.